Yes.
Of the Think Again Conclave 2021. We were heartbroken when all of us had to miss Apogee 2020 due to the spread of COVID-19. However, the spirit of the event must not die and the show must go on. So here we are with our virtual series of guest lectures, Think Again Live. The topic of this talk is the role of today's youth in building a better future tomorrow. And we have with us today the Honorable Shri Suresh Prabhuji, who is known for his exemplary service in various fields, ranging from the railways to economy and aviation. He has handled several ministries like the railways, commerce, civil aviation, environment and power and heavy industries, holding a total of 10 portfolios till date. As Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's Sherpa at the G20 summit, he was a personal representative of the head of the state and the chairman of the Task Force on Interlinking of Rivers project. He has been associated as a member with over 150 social organizations and NGOs and is also a six-time member of the parliament. It is indeed an honor to have a personality of your stature with us today. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, my young friends. I really thank you for this opportunity to interact with all of you who represent tomorrow's India, who represent the future, and I actually represent the past. I'm the old man, you are the youth. I'm very happy that this program is organized by one of the most prominent institution of the country, who has emerged as in the world. Pilani, pillars of technology are now synonymous with excellence. So I'm very happy that all of you are discussing this very important aspect of it in a very interesting conclave called Think Again. Pardon my saying, Aishwarya and my Gaurav and others. Let me give my bit of a opinion on these issues. One is think again. I always feel that is there anybody in the world who doesn't think? Or is any moment of our life when we don't think? So everybody is a thinker. Therefore, I always have the aversion to the word thinker. That is a great thinker, as if others don't think. Also, I have a little bit of reservation about it. Think again. So we never stop thinking. So again, but I understand the context. I'm just saying my ideas about it. Second part, which you want me to think about giving advice to youth, right? That is what you want me to do.
Correct, sir.
Right? No, Gaurav?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So let me first of all give my first advice. Don't get me wrong. My first advice is don't take anybody's advice. And I'll tell you why. Each one of you are made of different genes, different upbringing, different thought process. And therefore, each one of you have the ability to be your own. If you take somebody's advice, it is like creating a batch manufacturing, that each product will look alike. That we make soap, weighing 50 grams, 60 grams, 70 grams, same taste, not taste, but same smell, same qualities. It's a very good product because it's all standardized. Any perfume, what a perfect perfume, because every bottle has the same smell. Very good. Every car that is going out of shop floor, all top class, because conforms to top quality and quality parameters already decided. Our individuals are not made like that. They are not batch manufacturing. Then go out of, now in this case, not shop floor, but from university campus, made out of same stuff. Maybe some qualities are integrated or ingrained into you. To be tough, to be good, to be nice is all fine. But each one of you are different. And you should be different. You will not succeed in life or you will not accomplish what you want to do if each one of you are told that you follow others like this. In fact, you will succeed only when you know your own self. And each one of you are, even you are, Aishwarya, I don't know, you have a sister or brother, I'm sure you will have, or Gaurav will have. Even your brother and sister will not think like you. Even a person born from the same womb of same mother will not think same. Why? The genes may be the same, but upbringing is different. Ideas are different. So nature has not created each one of us from a batch manufacturing. Nature has believed in diversity, and that's what you call it, biodiversity. Each plant is made differently. Now, of course, it's a different culture that we human beings are doing monoculture. So we want each plant to look alike, same. But nature is not like that. And nature has survived for billions of years. Why? Because nature lived in accordance with what was intended for that particular creation of nature to live in that particular way. What nature should be. Plant millions of mango trees. That is what nature didn't mean like that. That's why nature survived. Now each one of you, including me, all human beings, are also part of that biodiversity. So nature thrives, flourishes, survives because of diversity. Even twin brothers and twin sisters will not think alike. They will look alike. And each one of them, say for example, if there are twin brothers and twin sisters, one may excel in music. Do you mean to say that the twin sibling will have the same excellence in singing or music? Maybe, but not always. So my first advice to you is don't follow any advice. Learn from others. It's a different thing. If I tell you something, think about it. And that think again, conclave. Accept something which appeals to you. Reject something which doesn't think is. Do not express it on his face. Don't tell me, maybe if you are, because you are decent, you will not do that. That's a decency. That's something which you are taught. But for you to do, for you to achieve, don't accept anybody's advice. I'm telling you of one great philosopher, J. Krishnamurti. You may not have heard of him, but one of the top philosophers of the world. His first philosophical advice to others was, even he used to say, don't take anybody's advice. He used to say, don't accept gurus, don't accept advice, because you are made of a different stuff. So now, what is then a youth of today do? I remember Swami Vivekananda. He said, awaken yourself. The energy within each one of you is within you. And we always feel the God is within you. That's a Paramatma and Atma's link which becomes within. And who are the people who actually succeed superbly in life? Those who fire their inner power fully. Power is within you. Even the frailest of the man is the most powerful man in the world. Because the body is not his power. He has something more within him which gives him that power, strength, ability. So that spark within you has to be ignited. That's what very good singer. I don't know Aishwarya, I'm just jokingly saying, casually. Be a singer. So now if you get swayed by that and pursue singing when you don't want to do, but because you are influenced by others, then you are forgetting your ability to be a good artist. You could have been a good artist, which is maybe your own ability. In fact, there is a very interesting thing. A conversation in Gita in which Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that don't forget your Swadharma. What is Swadharma? You are born to do something as per your own destiny. Pursue that. See, Arjuna decided that it's too harsh for me to go and fight wars, kill somebody else, and here and there. Let me be a good trader. He could have become. But that was not his dharma, Swadharma. He was destined to be that. My wife is a journalist. She's a very eminent journalist. She had done a story. She used to do all these very interesting human stories on hangman's life, hangman, who go and hang people. You may think, what a cruel man he is. He's hanging somebody else. That is his Swadharma. There's nothing right or wrong. Somebody has to do the job. That is how the society is made. That's what I was talking about biodiversity. Different functions to be performed in society. A problem that happens is that we try to do, Aishwarya wants to copy Gaurav and Gaurav wants to copy somebody else. Gaurav is forgetting what he is capable of, and that is forgetting his Swadharma. So my friends, I would like to tell you, and that was my first advice to you, be your own. Now, talk about generally. Every generation is born in different environment. I'll tell you something interesting. You would be hearing, your parents will be telling you or your elders will be telling you, our times was better. Now, young generation is gone. So I went to a former Prime Minister of India, great Gandhian, it's a Morarji Desai. When I was young, like you, I'm an old man now. Like all this powerful thinking, I told him, see, your generation was good. Our generation is degenerated. He said, who told you? You are far, far superior. So when you are told by somebody that previous generation was good, this is not always true. Like every day is a different day. When you sleep at night, and that's what the nature has created us. When you sleep and then wake up in the morning, you are reborn again. Your entire body is regenerated. Your tissues get regenerated. I am not a doctor or a scientist, so I don't want to dwell upon that. I'm a chartered accountant. But it's a process of nature. That every day is a different day. So my friends, every generation is born with new challenges, new opportunities. Now it is always true that I, as a representative of last generation, I created problems for you. And you have to inherit them, you have to perpetuate with but now the challenge whether you want to look at those problems from a different perspective. I created those problems, I don't think willingly. But as my thinking was limited, my ideas was not as advanced as your lab. So your generation has the ability to draw the life completely on your own terms. That's what you should do. You have great what should I use the word? Great capital. That's not the right word I wanted to use. I'm just saying because modern technology is so advanced. In our times, when I said I was a chartered accountant, my best was a good chartered accountant student. I passed out about 40 years, more than 42 years ago. What was the best chartered who could calculate? I used to memorize all the tables and everything. There's no calculator. That was the best mind, but that was not necessary. Maybe necessary, not necessary. I don't want to go into the value part of it. But today you have a fantastic opportunity. Everything is on fingertips. If I tell you I'm born in 1953. I tell you just to show off, I was born only 20 years ago. I'll just tell you like that, just to show that I'm younger. You'll immediately go through my website. Suresh Prabhu's date of birth will know it in second. Right? Earlier times it was possible when I was young, like you, that anybody can tell me I am so young. No way I could find out unless I go to somebody else, find out his birth certificate. Today is all available. So you are so lucky. At fingertips, you can know all information. Somebody tells you are suffering from blood pressure. Blood pressure. You'll go to internet and find out 100 things about blood pressure. Otherwise, my time I had to go to doctor will give appointment. So you are very lucky. But that's also a challenge, my friends. Too much of information is not good. Information is not knowledge. And ideas is not wisdom. So your parents didn't have that access to information as much as you have got. But they had something which you will have better, I'm sure, but they had wisdom. I always say this, I repeat it again. My grandmother was less educated than me, but far more enlightened than me. And this wisdom, knowledge comes from years of working together. From errors and omission, what we learned, what not learned, that's how the humanity had developed. So my request to you would be, use this so much of information with you, but pursue your inner goal. What you are destined to be, only you know it. You may not know it today, though it is there within you, that you have to explore. You have to find out what is your further. But be your own, don't follow others. Then only you will succeed. Each one of you can be what you are supposed to be. Suppose everybody was, I want to be Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin Tendulkar, or Rafa Nadal. When Sachin Tendulkar wanted to be Rafa Nadal, would he have become? He succeeded in cricket doesn't mean he would have succeeded as much. He could have, I don't know, but I'm just saying Or Rafa Nadal would have become a good cricketer? I don't know. Would Pele would have been a good tennis player? So each one of them did what they believed in and they did it. So first, believe in yourself. And I can tell you the wonders that will happen as a result of that. Those who don't believe in yourself, how do you expect others to believe in you? Why would your best friend believe in you when you don't believe in yourself? You go to a friend and you are at that age when you will must be doing it very often. Please give me 100 rupees because I need it. You say, okay, when can you give me? I don't know, I can give you back. Some good friend will still give you money. But if you tell the friend, I need it for some time, I'll give it to you. So, because he believes in himself that he'll be able to give it to you. So, point is, self-belief is the most important. But you will experience it more as you go out of the campus. You will see the real world. Here you are protected, enjoying life, good. Parents will send you the money for fees, pocket money. Well, no, good idea, good life. But the real life is not this, my friends. Real life is far more different. This is all romanticism, what you are living today. The reality will dawn upon you very soon. So that is very different. But you find ways of overcoming it. But I can tell you, my friends, I really tell you, I believe in it, that each one of you can be a superhuman being. Each one of you. Would you become? Depends on you. Without being an astrology expert, I can tell you each one of you can be that. Provided you pursue it. Provided you follow your swadharma. Provided you work on the path towards realizing it. You think the Rafa Nadal would have become champion like this if he had not pursued? He still must be practicing 7, 8, 10 hours a day. So because you are destined doesn't mean you will become that. You may be knowing swadharma, but we have to practice it. You have to pursue it. Do all this, my friends. I know you are limited time, so I probably have taken more than what I'm supposed to be speaking. So you are in Pilani campus or in Goa campus?
Pilani campus, sir.
So I'll come there one day, meet you all.
Wow.
But I want to really tell you, it's a great opportunity for me to meet such bright minds. At least I can, because of interacting with you, I can say I have a little bit of spark, which you have in abundance. So good opportunity for me. Thank you very much. Let me tell you before I end, you have a fantastic, brightest future. And it all depends upon how you look at it. Your opportunities will be terrific, tremendous, great, as long as you pursue them. Available for any one of you. Again, not for advice, maybe for guidance, for helping you to realize what you want to do.
Right.
Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Oh, Sarami, thank you so much. And it's so delightful to know that at some point in time you would visit Pilani when things are all right. Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity. Great insightful words. I've made my notes, and I'm sure all of them have made theirs. We have just two quick questions for you, sir, before.
Very short one, because I had to go for a book release in another 5 minutes actually. I had to leave in 2-3 minutes. Please tell me, ask me.
Sure, sir, sure. So I wouldn't use the word advice, but what would be your suggestion to somebody who's looking to pursue an active career in politics or wants to have his impact in the political future in India? Somebody who wants to join active politics.
Whether to join politics, you mean?
Yeah.
See, I'll tell you something. Whether if politics and politicians are most maligned. Where you go in the world, people will say the worst people are politicians. Yes, we say that. But at the same time, do you have a choice that somebody has to do this job? How will you run the country without politicians? You have to run the country. If you're a democracy, you have to elect people. They may be wrong people to be elected. Everything. I agree with everything. But still, you need them. There's no choice. So, only way to make politics better than what it is today, or what ideal politics should be, to realize that you must practice it. You must get into it. That's how I am a chartered accountant. I used to be the chairman of a Rajesh Cooperative Bank when I was 31 and all that. So I didn't have, nobody in my family was in politics. So everybody was opposed to me joining politics. All my entire family. Even I was in the dilemma. But I said, somebody has to do this. What is the point of just criticizing, sitting on the sidelines? That's a favorite pastime of everybody to criticize. So I said, let me do that. So please join. And join with a purpose. And you should never compromise with that. The purpose for which you join politics. If you want to join politics for wrong reason, I will not say that you should do that. But if you are joining with a real, genuine purpose of changing socio-economic life of people of the country and eventually of the world, I think I will encourage you to do that. But never compromise with that objective, the purpose for which you are joining politics.
Right. Yes. And one last question. Can you suggest 2 or 3 values that have helped you in your journey, core values that you think every individual should have?
Sorry, 2, 3?
Core values. Values.
Core values.
Yes, sir. That have helped you.
First core value, which I don't think even is a great thing, is you should be honest. Honest to yourself. And that is something, again, I'm not saying great value, because everybody is supposed to be honest. He has to be honest. Now, there's so much of dishonesty around us that we think the great thing is honest, but that is one. First, honest to yourself. Secondly, keep working hard, because that is very important. So you have to keep working, because there is no substitute for hard work anyway in life. Thirdly, never forget your inner voice. Always in life, you are told by your inner voice. We try to suppress it. We don't want to listen to it because it doesn't tell you, I want to drink. You say, I don't drink. So I said, forget what? I want to drink. Because we try to suppress that voice. Always remember and try to keep listening to your inner voice. I would say these are the 3 things you should try to do.
Right. Firstly, thank you so much, sir. Very, very insightful, very power-packed, and a lot of things for us to internalize and then follow. We won't take anybody's advice unless it appeals to us, but thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity, sir. Aishwarya, do you mind going ahead with the closing notes for the session?
Yeah, sure. So with that, we are going to have to end today's session. Thank you for your insights, sir. It was a pleasure having you here. I would love to continue this for many more hours, but time is a constraint.
No, I will be available anytime you want, and we'll be in touch, and we'll continue this conversation.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Hosting you has been a delightful experience. I learned a lot, and I'm sure that the audience resonates with my opinion. Don't forget to join us for another interesting session with Renaud Mesna. Thank you.
इसका देखो जल्दी ज्योति पारेख का है क्या अभी?
जी सर.